as they say, there's always a tear in the wheat, which means where there's something to eat, there's usually something that looks like it. So here's what I found today. Now here's what looks like the wild onion. Now, just beside this, if you smell the leaves, if you take these leaves and you take them and you smell them, you can smell the onion. See? This one looks like a wild onion and it's right beside it, but it isn't a wild onion. This down here is the wild onion. What attracted me here today, I just came out to give the birds a little bit of scratch food, the crows, and because they have babies. But what I came upon was I saw this beautiful flower, and I'll show you the flower in a minute, but it looked like this. I thought it was a lily, so I bent down to smell it. And then, as usual, I picked a leaf and sniffed the leaf, and behold, wild onion. So here we have the wild onion. And when it opens, I'll show you the flower. So today, I've learned something new. And there's always a tear by the wheat, which is, this is not an onion, but it looks like one. See? And these look the same almost, don't they? Take a leaf, or take a piece of it, and smell that. Like, roll it in your fingers and give it a good smell. You can smell the onion. So there's what I found today. Was a wild onion. I've heard of them. I think they might be native wild onions. I'm not sure where and how they came from where. Maybe this is how we got our onions. There's another one. Look at that. Something to eat in the bush. Yeah, when they have a flower on top, they're easier to see. But like I said, this one is not the onion. This one is here. And I'll show you the flower. Let's just make this a quick video. Anyway, there's quite a few wild onions in here. And now I'll be able to hunt through the bush for them. And they're edible. So here is the flower to the wild onion. It's kind of a purpley pink color, as you can see. And I've collected a few. This one here has a bulb to it, see? These ones I'm going to grow, at least the one with some roots on it. I think these would get roots too. So there's your wild onion in British Columbia, Williams Lake Forest. I'm right beside where I'm living. I was actually going to sit on a picnic table here and drink my pop. But then I thought, well, I'll go give the birds a little bit of food I brought down for them. And then I discovered a pretty flower, but that pretty flower happens to be an onion. And I am so proud of myself, which sounds funny, but I feel so proud that I actually stumbled across it. It's inquisitive. Smell things, look at things in the bush. I do it all the time. And I've never been able to see a wild onion, but today I found them. And now my eyes are forever in tune to the wild onion. So I'm expecting to find a whole bunch in this type of a scenario here. It's quite mulchy underneath these trees. And there you go. These would be, yes. So here's where I found the wild onions. Kind of a little opening in the trees. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. These are not onions. Them I thought were. What these are a type of invasive weed, actually. And it likes to grow everywhere. I pulled it out. It grows a yellow flower. It's not, as far as I know, it's not good for anything, but here it is. It looks like the wild onion, somewhat. That would be a good reason why it would invade this area, because it is not the onion, but it looks like one. So the smaller ones of it, they look like the onion, but they're not. You have to take the leaf and scrunch it up real good and smell it. And it does not smell like an onion. So, anyway, that's my find for the day. And here are the flowers again, I'll show you. Wild onion. It's kind of a pinky, kind of purpley color. You know, it looks like our onions that we grow in the garden. Similar. Very similar. See this? It's come out since I picked it. I imagine it'll get seeds eventually, if it's just left. And then you have wild onion seeds. Probably very hardy, I would think, if they're just growing away in the bush. Anyway, that's my video. Wild onions I found today. Hey, hooray. Namaste. Oh, my goodness. There's a berry bush here, too. Let myself go look at this, too. Oh, I think this is a berry bush. I think they're edible, too. I'm correct. Now, I don't know what kind of berry it is, but I believe this is edible. So, there we go. What do you find in the bush? There's always something to eat. See? I imagine they might be a Saskatoon. I don't know what they call them. You know what they look like to me is they look like a blueberry. I'll have to ask somebody. But they look like a blueberry. Okay, anyway. Time to close the camera. So I found two. A berry and an onion. Surprise, surprise. So there are edibles in the bush. Very cool. Okay. Take care of yourself. Namaste.